Florence, 1550. A city of silk, marble, music, and unforgettable smells. The streets are narrow, lined with tall stone houses that trap every odor inside. Chamber pots empty from windows. Animals roam freely. Perfumes cling to velvet sleeves. And beneath it all, a smell the paintings never show. Doctors warn, water opens the pores, and what enters can kill you. Bathhouses close, people scrub less, and linen, not water, becomes the new soap of Europe. This is the hygiene of the Renaissance, beautiful from afar, complicated up close. Contrary to what we imagine, medieval Europeans did bathe. But during the Renaissance, everything changed. After plague, especially the Black Death, doctors believed that hot water weakened the body. They taught that steam opens the pores and disease slips inside. So bathhouses, once lively places of public washing, were shut down. In Paris, they disappeared almost entirely by the late 1500s. In Florence, many were converted into workshops. In England, some cities even banned them by law. For the average person, a full bath became rare, suspicious, even dangerous. If you don't wash, you hide. And the Renaissance invented the art of scented camouflage. Gloves were soaked in orange blossom. Linen was perfumed with rose water. Ladies carried pomanders, small metal spheres filled with herbs, ambergris, clove, or musk. People believed that good smells protected the body from illness. Musk, amber, civet, powerful animal scents were highly prized. Some nobles smelled so strongly that visitors wrote about it in letters. Perfume wasn't a luxury, it was a shield. With water feared, linen took its place. Doctors wrote, "Linen absorbs the impurities of the body." People changed shirts, not daily, but often enough, because they believed the cloth pulled dirt away from the skin. Queen Elizabeth I of England changed her linen often, but some nobles wore the same outer garments for months without washing them. Linen was the Renaissance shower. Hair was rarely washed, so people powdered it with starch or scented flour. Men wore beards soaked with scented oils. Women hid unwashed hair under elaborate veils or caps. Lice? Everywhere. Even nobles complained. Wigs were shaken over basins. Combs were passed through fire to kill parasites. Cleanliness was not the goal. Appearance was. Let's talk toilets. Most homes had none. People used chamber pots and emptied them into the street, often with a shout like, "Gardez l'eau!" in Paris. In Florence, waste was tossed directly into gutters. In London, the Thames was the main sewer. Rome's alleys were famous for smells so strong that visitors wrote about them in diaries. Human waste, animal dung, rotting food, open drains. Cities were alive, in every sense. The Renaissance world was beautiful, but it smelled intense. At the time, the dominant medical theory was miasma, the belief that bad smells caused disease. So hygiene was less about washing the body and more about purifying the air. People burned rosemary, sage, and juniper in rooms. Doctors carried long-nosed masks during epidemics, filled with herbs meant to filter deadly air. Clean air equals good health. Clean skin? Far less important. Hygiene was different depending on wealth. The poor lived with animals, wore the same clothes for weeks, rarely had access to clean linens. slept on straw beds full of insects. The elite used perfume, scrubbed with scented cloth, had servants change linens often, masked bad smells with luxury ingredients, amber, civet, musk. But neither group bathed often. The Renaissance looked clean in art, but reality smelled very different. For many, odors had moral meaning. Good sense equals purity. Bad sense equals sin. Priests preached that the smell of rot is the smell of vice. People believed their moral character could be sensed, literally. Hygiene was never just physical, it was spiritual. A world of contradictions. The Renaissance gave Europe incredible beauty, art, music, philosophy, science. But behind the elegance lay a world of perfumes, powders, smells, fear, and improvisation. A world where people avoided water and trusted linen, scents, and prayer. A world that looks clean in paintings and smelled unforgettable in reality.